Hi folks, this is Josh DeVries here, showing you a demonstration of how to do the first project in INF 1070 Digital Presentation 1. The project is called Healthy Hydration, and it starts in this textbook right here, and it starts on page PPT 5. So the first thing we have to do is open up Microsoft PowerPoint. We want to open up so that we get this screen as demonstrated in the book. As for the textbook, we want to click the IONS screen and we get another title layout, and we're going to select the blue variant option, and then we select the create icon right there. So as we click it, the first slide pops up, and you'll notice that it looks exactly the same as PPT 6 and 7. PPT 7 is asking us to start to change the title. So we simply click where it said click to add title, and it will automatically disappear. And we then go ahead and type in the title, Healthy Hydration, and then we click here to add subtitle, and we type in drinking water while exercising. That takes us to the end of page PPT 9. And as we flip the page, the book is asking us to select the entire word and make sure that it's actually at size 20. And what I did was I left-clicked and dragged across, and then you right-click on it, and that brings up all of the options. And this is the quick change tab is what they're looking for here. And they want us to make sure it's aligned left and italicize it so that it kind of slants the words a little bit for us on PPT 11. Once we've done that part, we want to actually just double click the word water to highlight it all. So if you just double click that word, double left click, it will highlight just that word. And then it wants us to right click here, pick the color. Now we want to pick the color, the dark blue button, and there we go. So we want to have it look exactly like this. You'll see that on page PPT 14. And then we're going to move on to the next page. So PPT 16, we're making another new slide, and we're literally adding into the titles here. So we have to, again, click to add title. That's left click. And we're taking water, your essential nutrient. That takes us to the end of PPT 17. And then we're going to select the box here, and we're going to type cushions and protects vital organs. We're going to hit enter and then tab so we get the next bullet in, and we're going to type in transports nutrients and oxygen to cells. Then we're going to push enter twice. Sorry, I'm only going to push enter once, and then we are going to hit this icon right here. I'm circling it with my mouse, and we are able to basically backstep the bullet, and then we're going to type in regulates body temperature, and then we're going to push enter. We're going to push tab. We're going to write dehydrated body cannot cool itself. We're going to hit enter and tab again because we need another regulated bullet, and can cause muscle fatigue and heat stroke. When we're done typing in all of these levels, the textbook's asking us, specifically at the bottom of page PPT 20, step 1, to select cannot cool itself, and we actually are being asked to select it, make sure it's size 18 still, and then bold. It just makes it the word a little bit bigger. You can see the thickness is different between the two words. The body here and then cannot. One's bolded, one is not. That's what the textbook wants us to do to the end of page PPT 21. Now, on page PPT 22, the textbook actually wants us to increase the size of this text. So again, we're going to select it, left click and drag it. We're going to either drop down to 20, make it a little bit bigger, or the textbook says you can use these icons here, so you can increase it by one size. So we've made it bold and slightly bigger text. That's exactly what the book wants us to do on page PPT 22. Then we want to new slide with the drop-down menu. You get all these options pop up, and the book's asking us actually to make a title-only slide. So that's going to give us a third option here with a title only, and we're going to be begin workout with plenty of water. Begin workout with plenty of water. And then we're going to do another new slide, and this time it's asking us to do comparison. So again, we click that, and we open the next one, and comparison is asking us to say, keep replenishing fluids level. So keep replenishing fluids level. And now we have two things that we want to write. So while exercising, enter 10 ounces every 20 minutes. And then after exercising, enter 8 ounces within 30 minutes. So to enter this text, you just click where it says click to add text. It will automatically disappear, and then you type in exactly what the book is telling you to write at this point. Now at this point, we're not actually changing any of the colors. The text is automatically going to come out green because of the ion theme that we selected to start the project. So that takes us actually to the end of PPT 25 of the textbook. Once we turn to page PPT 26, we're actually being asked to change the theme. So what we're going to do is we can do it from any slide, but I'll follow the book exactly. And you're going to click Design. Then the book actually wants us to click the theme that is called Facet, and happens to be the third one on my list, the first one being the one we're using. And if you just put your mouse over the theme, it's going to change it to give you an example of what it would look like if you chose that theme. I'm just giving you examples of what it would look like. You'll notice that some of the themes, what we've written doesn't work right, and some themes it comes out looking okay. It all depends on each theme has its own setting. But the textbook wants us to pick the facet theme, the one that looks like this, and then it wants us to pick a colored variant. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click facet theme. So it's going to change the whole presentation, as you can see. And then we want to pick the blue variant. So then we click the blue variant, and it changes everything to what we want. If the blue variant didn't happen to be in the quick select guide, we'd have to click the down arrow and then colors, and there'd be a whole bunch of examples there. I did notice something, that this should be capital E. That was that. Now, we are at the bottom of page PPT 27. Now at this point, the textbook is suggesting that you save it. So File, Save As, and you can put it to any folder that you would want to. So my recommendation is that you would save it into the Documents section of your login, specific with Northern Lakes College here. And you should see a save drive with your student name on it. It's also an S drive or an M drive, I believe. I mean, this is my last name, so this is where I would save stuff. Or if you have a jump drive, you would save it specifically to somewhere. So I'm going to save it, this recorded copy, into my actual INF digital presentation section. And I'm going to make a new file, folder, live lesson recording files, for example. I'm going to go in it, and then healthy hydration live demonstration. You're just going to call it healthy hydration, and your student name would be ideal for me when you submit it. It would really help me out. So now we've saved it, and now we're looking at the top of page PPT 29. Now on page PPT 29, it's basically saying that the orange box here is saying that's how you know what slide you have indicated, and it's demonstrating a whole bunch of what some of these other buttons do. So if I hit this button, I'm going to go to the other slide. I'm going to come back. Or if I push this button, it'll fit the slide to a current window because I can zoom the slide in or I can zoom the slide out, for example, with that tab. And that just kind of fixes it to fit the screen. It's just showing you how you can manipulate Microsoft PowerPoint to help finish this project. PPT 30 is just saying, if you go back to slide 1, for example, at the bottom left-hand corner it says slide 1 of 4. It's just demonstrating how to orient yourself in the program to figure out which slide you're actually working on. If you feel that you're pretty good at navigating at this point, feel free to just jump to the next section. You don't have to play with it. If this is your first time working in Microsoft PowerPoint, for many of you it will be, I do recommend using some of these tools and just punching the buttons and seeing what happens, because your familiarity will increase once you recognize what these buttons and functions do. It'll make it easier to navigate the program. On page PPT 31, the book is actually asking you to insert the pictures from something called office.com clip art. We're not doing that because, for whatever reason, the college version of Microsoft PowerPoint 2013 does not have this function. So what we're going to do instead is all necessary pictures to complete this project are available in the INF 1070 Moodle page. So to access the files, you navigate to the INF 1070 information processing page, and you can see my picture there on the right hand side, and you scroll down. You're going to scroll down to week 1, chapter 1, because we're doing the project 1, so that's where this is located. You're going to click that, and the next slide it's going to open up. And you're going to scroll down again some more, and you're going to look for a section. I'm going to highlight it blue on the screen. It says learning materials, and just under that it says chapter 1 PowerPoint files. You're going to click that, and another section is going to pop up. Now, my screen looks a little bit different because I'm the teacher here, so I have an edit button, so I can change what pictures will be there and what won't be. You won't have this option, but you will see the 2 available file folders. So we're doing project 1, right? So we click project 1, and there's a drop-down menu. So now we see all of the pictures that we need. They're going to be available right here. So I recommend you have your web browser open, leave it open, and then you'll see the icons at the bottom of the screen. If I just click this orange one, it says P on it, all of a sudden I'm back in PowerPoint. And if I click my web browser, I use Google Chrome, I click it and I'm back at this where I can get the files, the pictures that I'll need to complete this project. So if I go back to PowerPoint and I look at, I'm supposed to be on slide 1, and I'm supposed to be looking for a water bottle according to PPT 31, and I'm actually looking for a female holding a water bottle. That's the picture they want me to look for online, but again, it's going to be in our Moodle page. So look for female holding water bottle. You're going to left click that, and it's automatically going to download. You see that icon that pops up on the bottom of the screen? You're going to left click and hold it, and you're going to left click, hold, and it's automatically going to pop up PowerPoint. I've still got my left button down on the mouse, and I'm going to bring it back up on the screen, and I'm going to let go, and then the picture appears. And that's all we have to do right now. The book wants us to just bring all the pictures in, and then we're going to resize them after. So now it wants me to go to page 2, and I need a water bottle. So again, I'm going to go to my Moodle page. I'm going to click the Google Chrome. You may be using Microsoft Explorer, which then you'll be using this icon, and you're looking for an overflowing water bottle. So again, let it download, left click, hold, bring it back, drag it up, let go, water bottle's there. Perfect. The next thing we're looking for is kind of a character guy. He looks like it's like a kind of black and white cartoon of something drinking water. That's exactly what I called it. I had no idea what to call that picture. So it downloads, left click, drag it over, bring it to the screen, let it go. That's what we need to see. Then finally, last slide, we need to find a female holding a water bottle and then a male holding a water bottle. So again, we go back to our Moodle page, female on bench, click, it downloads, left click, drag it over, drag it in, automatically goes to the size of the box. You don't even have to resize this one. You just make sure you let it go in the box. So for the male that I'm about to grab, see how I'm circling it here? It says click to add text. Well, don't click, but that's where you're going to drop the next picture. So we're going to go back to our Moodle shell, male on bench, download, left click, drag it over, drop it in, away you go. You're good to go. Now, excuse me, this is the end of page PPT 35. This is another recommended saving location. So since you've already saved it, you can just hit this little icon at the top. I'm moving my icon around the little save feature. Hit save. There we go. We're good. So now we're on to page PPT 36. And what we're doing right now is we are going to resize the pictures. And we're going to come back to the first slide. All they're saying is when you click it, these boxes here, if you left, you can drag it, make it bigger, make it smaller. You can even flip it. That's what it's kind of teaching you what to do here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip to page PPT 39 because the resizing is something I just demonstrated. I'm just going to move this picture over here because that's pretty much where it's supposed to be roughly, but I'll fix that again in a moment. If I flip to page PPT 39, you're going to notice that the icon here, if you left click it and drag it around, not on any of the corners, just in the middle, left click and hold, you move it around, the book wants you to find red lines. So that's how you know it's centered. And it wants you to find there. So that's what the book's looking for you to do. Notice the two, you're dragging it around to find the centers and then you let go. That's what the book's trying to get you to do on page PPT 39. So we're going to go back to the first page. We want to find the red line to come up on this one. There, perfect. The bottle, we're going to drag this all the way over. And then we're going to go back to the first slide. And the book actually wants us to select this. So make sure it's orange. Push Control C and then push Control V to cut and paste. Or delete that, select it, right click, copy, click there so that there's an orange line, right click, paste options. Use destination theme, keep source formatting, picture, use destination theme. There, we've recreated it. And what they want you to do is then left click and drag it to the bottom so it becomes the last slide in the presentation. And then we are now on page PPT 43. And they want us to change healthy hydration. So we want to select just hydration. And we're going to change, we're going to delete it and we're going to write be healthy. And we're going to say get rid of while exercising, and it says be healthy, drink water, so that was the end of page PPT 45, and now we're asking to put in transitions. So we click the transition stage, and we want to make sure the transition effect is 2 seconds. It's already at 2 seconds, and the textbook wants us to hit switch. We're going to find the one that says switch. It's not there on the list, so we have to hit the drop-down menu so we get all of the options. And we're going to find switch. So it is not necessarily alphabetical order. There it is, switch. So I've selected switch. And now you'll notice it's only on this last slide, because that's how I've selected it to do that way. Now, we want to actually make it so that is on all of the slides. So we want to select them all, and then, so this is only selected. Hold the shift button on your keyboard, left click the first slide, then click switch. Now all of them have this switch animation because of this little star on the side of each one. So again, it has to be it. Now we got to select it on, and I just noticed I changed the duration in the book. It goes to 3 seconds. So that means every switch is going to take a little bit longer in the animation. Another way is you can do apply to all up there button as well. So that takes us to the end of PPT 47. And at this point, we should save it again. And we're actually finished this presentation. On page PPT 49, it's teaching you how to actually view the Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, which is the whole reason why you build a file in this program. So the way to do it from the textbook says is this icon up here. It says start from the beginning. Or you can push F5. You'll see the F5 in brackets there. Everywhere you want to start the presentation, it'll work fine. But when we start presentation, this is what it looks like. Every time you click a button, it switches to the next slide. And what you see on the screen here is what's called the presentation display. It's going to look this way on my screen because I actually have 2 monitors. On your screen, you're only going to see the presentation. Every time you click it, you see what's happening. It's moving from picture to picture, and everything is looking okay. End of slow, click escape. And again, that brings us to the end of the first project. The last part of the textbook asks you to print it out and how to print it in black and white. For the purposes of this project, you don't need to do that. You just need to save this document and then submit it into Moodle assignment as we've discussed during the weekly lesson. And there's also a video on how to submit your assignment into Moodle assignment separate from this activity. This activity is strictly how to complete the first project. So with that, I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to minimize my Moodle screen, and I'm going to pull up the information. So if you need help, call me at this number, ASAP, so that I can help you. I have remote assistance capabilities so that I can help you. I can see what's on your screen, and it's easier for me to help you that way because sometimes it's hard to accurately describe what you see on your screen if we're just on the phone. It works best if you call me while we're on the phone, and then I can connect to your computer while you're on campus, and I can help you through the project that way. So I hope this video has helped, and looking forward to seeing your submission.